Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where I take a look at someone else's mock draft and I mock it, giving you my thoughts, views, opinions on it. And we gotta take a look at Walter Football, right? Walter put out his own mock draft in. You know we gotta look at it. It's 2 rounds, so we're gonna go over 2 rounds. But holy moly, if you ain't familiar with Walter Football, he's kind of like the OG when it comes to like throwing your mock drafts online. He got some wild takes. I remember going back in high school during class, looking at Walter Football's mock drafts and just being in awe. Like, yeah, man, I want to do this when I grow up. And I look at him now and I'm like, man, we got some different opinions. I'll just say that. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. And as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, sensual football discourse down there. Let me know what you think of this mock draft. I will have my own 3-round mock draft. Man, I'm trying. I'm putting in a lot of work today and tomorrow to get this mock draft out. I'm trying to get my rankings together, and then at the end of the month, I'm going to start push out my prospect rankings, positional rankings for the 2022 draft, my new ones, since we haven't touched on those since before the season. So be on the look for that. Let's go ahead, get into the nitty-gritty. I've been talking enough, and let's take a look. Walter Football. I don't know the order he's using. It might be current order. If so, it's going to be interesting. But the Jags, they're number 1. The Jags haven't won. Okay, so that makes sense. So he's got Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't think anyone's going to be too butthurt about that. First off, all the ads on this website is so freaking annoying. But yeah, pass rush. I think Jacksonville, they're one of like, either they're like in the middle of the pack or they're like bottom half in terms of pass rush. It's not been good. Let's be Thibodeau. He's the Iron Man here for that Oregon defense. The dude's really good. He's going to go up pretty high. Let's keep rolling. This is freaking wild. Adam Anderson going to the Detroit Lions. So we know the quarterback class is kind of like, what can you do? Who knows? Who knows what this quarterback class is? It's kind of wild. And I get not being high on a quarterback. And he says, given that there are no stud quarterback prospects, he went with Adam Anderson as the second edge off the board. That's wild. I mean, you're relying a lot on upside. Like, the dude's got the length. He's super explosive. Keep in mind, he's used more as a pass rush only there at Georgia. So the run defense is like, who knows? I'm like, I feel great about Adam Anderson, like in the middle to late first. But man, number 2 overall, that's wild because the guy is 230, I believe. But he does have the frame that can fill out another 20 pounds. I'm not too worried or concerned about that. But man, this is high. Quick word from our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is an awesome way to make some money doing something you're good at, fantasy football. They even got player prop bets. You could do pick'ems. They got the whole load of it. Go ahead, download Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code BROSHMO because it gets you an extra $10 upon your first deposit of $10. You put in 10, you get another 10. You got 20, but you got to use promo code BROSHMO or else it's all for naught. Back to your video. And then he's got the Houston Texans taking Matt Corral. I'm just gonna beg the question here. If you're this high on him at 3, then you're taking him at 2. Don't even throw out, hey, there are no stud quarterbacks, and then take one with the next pick. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel. I guess it does. Again, it's kind of different when you got Davis Mills compared to Jared Goff. Mills has flashed a bit, but let's be honest, he's a 3rd-round pick. I mean, we'll see the rest of the season if there's something worth further developing and thinking that you could be your franchise quarterback more than just kind of this like maybe premium backup. But Houston Texans, they're gonna go with Matt Corral, Malik Willis, Matt Corral, whoever's your top pick, then have at it. I think Matt Corral, he's coming in weighing smaller than Zach Wilson, which was already small, and it's kind of like, or at least he's around the same size, somewhere around there. I don't know. I don't. Would I say Wilson has better arm talent than Corral? I feel like I would. I don't know. It's pretty close. The New York Jets take Aiden Hutchinson. They're going with the defensive side of the football. Get someone across from, I guess, Carl Lawson. They do have Franklin Myers. Myers is very beautiful in terms of he's a guy with the meat to kick inside as well. Because I think he's like close to 300. But you get Hutchinson. Help with that pass rush. I think I'm taking a corner here, though. I think I'm taking Steenley. Or Kyle Hamilton. Because who knows what's going on with Marcus May. But I don't mind Aiden Hutchinson. He's a good prospect. And then there goes Kyle Hamilton to the Eagles. Congratulations, Eagles. You get Kyle Hamilton. It's a good pick. And then he has the Colts having this pick. I'll say that. He has the Colts having this pick, not the Eagles. Which, I mean, Carson Wentz has looked pretty good for the whole season. I mean, if they keep losing, do you bench him? I mean, still have him as your quarterback of the future, but you bench him just so you could get a premium pick. It's going to be interesting because their next, 5 games, 4 of them are real winnable. Should be easy wins with, I think, they have one against Tennessee, I believe. That'd be a question mark. But they go Derek Steenley. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Corner, they do need help. They've suffered some injuries this year at corner. Rocky Sin is still kind of a question mark. Is he a corner you want to pursue or proceed with into the future? Kenny Moore, great slot. Xavier Rhodes, he's on a 1-year deal anyway. So yeah, I think right now their 2 starting corners are UDFAs. So and they're maybe 2 year. I think they're only been in the league for 2 seasons. So. Derek Stingley, yeah, take him. Evan Neal going to the Giants. Holy moly, this is a Giants. If you're at 7 and you're able to get Evan Neal, congrats on you. Didn't mean to hit the mic. My apologies. I don't like that they list him as a guard. I don't like that OT/guard. I don't like that. Yeah, he can play guard. Yeah, he'd be fine there, but he's a tackle. Malik Willis is going to the Falcons, so. Yeah, that's fun. That's interesting. It's really going to be interesting what happened, where Malik Willis will go in this draft. Because I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think I would have him in comparison to this past draft. I think I'd have him ahead of Lance. Not going to lie. I think I'd have him ahead of Lance. I think his arm talent, they both have very similar arm talent. I think Willis, he really ironed out a lot of his mechanics, at least when it came to his footwork. And I think he's been hitting targets more so than not, which actually was kind of the thing with him. I think he's just a better runner than Lance. More physical, dude. He's like mini Cam. So, yeah, that's fun. Jordan Davis, by the way, going to the Patriots. I know a lot of y'all that watch the channel are really high on Jordan Davis. I ain't gonna knock y'all for it. Top 10 though, that ain't it for me. At least right now, I don't have him there. At 9, if I'm the Patriots, I don't know. This doesn't seem worth right now. The guy, I get it, imposing size. Still, the pass rush upside, it's coming along. It looks a lot better in years past, but it's not to where I'm blowing my load over it, you know? Perion Winfrey, I really like a lot. Might end up just being kind of a pass rush guy, but he's so disruptive on that interior for Oklahoma. There's another cat I was Dom Peterson's gonna be could be a potentially good late day 2 target, depending on how he finishes the season, of course. But Jordan Davis at 9, it's a bit rich. And then Jermaine Johnson's a bit rich in general for me. I get it. The dude, he's got a pedigree. Former Georgia. Couldn't get playing time because guess what? everybody at Georgia is stupid talented, so he got stuck on the depth chart. I ain't gonna fault you for that. First round, I don't think so. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I've checked out a couple of games, and that Notre Dame game really, for me, has been his most impressive showing. I mean, I'm willing to say I haven't checked out all of his games, but at least from the few that I have taken a look at, I feel like he doesn't have that first round. Like in this edge class specifically, this feels stupid rich. But hey, man, here at 10, I get why the Eagles would go after edge though. Miami Dolphins, George Karlaftis. Tyler Linderbaum's here. I would love Tyler Linderbaum. Who else? Who else could we? Honestly, I'm willing to go best player available. Do we just screw the pooch? Tua looks bad. Let's grab Sam Howell. This is, again, assuming that he may look bad. I think he starts this week, so we'll see. New York Jets, this is their second pick. Tyreek Castro Fields. I've watched a little bit of him. I don't think he's first round, especially considering the corners that are first round worthy. Because you got your 5, right? That everyone kind of agrees they're first round. Stanley, Elam, Sauce, Trent McDuffie, Andrew Booth. Even Andrew Booth, even struggling the last 2 games, you know why he's there. Athletically, amazing. And then Darion Kendrick, it's probably 6 for a lot of people. It's just, homie, there's a lot of questions to ask with the character concerns. Like Castro, maybe like 3rd round. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Then I feel like Porter, man, his teammate across from him is pretty darn good too, but we'll see. I need a deeper dive into Castro Fields. There goes Trent McDuffie. I think for me, this isn't a good scheme fit because they bring in William Jackson, and they want to play a lot more man. Trent McDuffie, ideally, and I mean, he plays a stupid amount of zone at Washington, probably the best zone corner in this draft, so I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. So, Minnesota, they go linebacker slash edge, Brandon Smith. The most beautiful thing about Brandon Smith is what he does in coverage. I mean, I get it. The dude, like, his build, like, you might think he's a guy that can consistently win as a pass rusher. But I ain't sacrificing that for what he can do in coverage. Like, I don't know. Like, is this a scenario where it's like maybe let's get Anthony Barr out of there? But Anthony Barr's fine, like fine enough. But like, I feel like Brandon Smith, that's the type of role he would play in Minnesota. I don't know. I think you go corner. I don't like this pick. Trevor Penning going to the Steelers. I don't mind the Steelers going with offensive line. If they opt not to go quarterback, or if they're not sold on any of the quarterbacks, they need a ton of help. Penning, he's kind of this, like, everyone needs to see more of this cat. Like, off-season program is going to be extremely important to this cat's draft stock. Kansas City Chiefs, they're going Trayvon Walker. I've talked about this in the past. Like, Walker's one of the least impressive parts of that Georgia offensive line or defensive line. Whether it's interior, they play him a bit kind of like a 3-4 end. Sometimes he'll pop to the outside, pop to the interior. It's just, I think there's a plethora of better players on that defensive line than Walker. Not to knock on Walker. I get why people like him, but I mean, the sample size is stupid small too. This is unnecessarily high for him, especially for the Chiefs. He is a Spag guy though. I would say he does fit the mold for Spagnola. All right, we're going to the second round. Y'all ready? I'm ready. I'm ready to start closing these ads. All right. Cincinnati Bengals, Rasheed Walker. I talked about him in my Fast Fallers list. I think it was Fast Fallers. I know I've talked about him in one of my, like, overrated or something. Like, listen, Walker doesn't show up during the big games. I get it. Physical upside, He's got the tools. The production ain't there in the big games. He doesn't play well against top competition. He's probably day 2, fringe 4th round maybe. So yeah, not great, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's an opinion. Perrion Winfrey, dude, I love Perrion Winfrey. I don't know if I love him this much. I feel like he's fringe 1st round to somewhere in the 2nd. Help that New Orleans interior. I feel like receivers no receivers have gone, right? I'm taking a receiver. Maybe he hates the receivers in this class. Titans get Kyer Elam. I think Christian Fulton's done a fine job. That they'll probably, like, Janoris Jenkins probably moves on. Like, Jackrabbit playing some good football too. But if Caleb, oh shucks, dude. What's this cat's name? Virginia Tech. Caleb. Oh man. Titans. It's Caleb, right? Farley. Oh my gosh, dude. I swear, I feel so removed from last year or the 2021 draft. I'm forgetting names. But the idea there is he's going to be a starting corner for that squad. Elijah, here I go again, forgetting names. The former Washington slot corner is Elijah Molden. Probably going to end up being the slot there. He's playing a lot of their dime packages, but I imagine he'll be the slot. They still got Hooker, who's, I think he's on IR right now. But I think he's a guy that can play in the box, play slot as well. With Fulton playing well, I don't think you need to go here. But I get it. Corner, it's the most volatile position. Well, technically in football. And corner might be the 2nd or 3rd most important position on your roster. You need a ton of talent there. You want depth. So I guess I don't mind this. Broncos go Drake Jackson, dude. Chugga. Drake Jackson's been playing good football. I get some people are like, oh man, he feels, what's the word? Takes too many plays off. That was really the case last season. I agree with you. I think this season we've seen a lot more consistency from him. Abraham Lucas, he doesn't have the upside of a 1st rounder. I really like Abraham Lucas on day 2 because I think he could be a very fine pass blocker. A guy that's taken almost all his career snaps at right tackle. So, I mean, Taylor Moton actually looks pretty good at left tackle. So, yeah, this kind of works. I just think it's too high, but I get it. This feels like a sure thing type of pick, but I feel like it's a bit rich. This is the Giants' next pick. They go Ollie Gate. Listen, Ollie Gate, long, athletic. The upside's there. He's playing well in the SEC. I still think there's a ton more talent in terms of the edge position. Ollie Gate, probably day 2 guy, but we'll see. A lot can change. DeMarvin Leal at 23, freaking steal. Why isn't he in your top 10? I'd be willing to give you the benefit of the doubt if somehow he slides to somewhere in like 10 to 15. At 23, you're joking. Like, Leo's great, man. A guy that I think he might end up as an edge, but I like the prospect of him kicking inside. Like, it's a spicy. Jahan Dotson. So I'm kind of struggling with Dotson here, right? Like, I like Dotson. You're going to notice that he's kind of gone up a lot on my in my rankings. I do think he can play the outside. I really like what I think he could do in the slot as this big home run guy in the slot. But he can play the outside. I think he's like 184, 185. The guy has the ball skills. Is he the first receiver off the board? I don't know about that. But yeah, Detroit, they need help at receiver, but first receiver off the board, that's wild. Alontae Taylor, he's all right. Like, again, this is rich. I think there's a lot of other corner prospects that have a bit better upside, bit better production than Taylor. But yeah, Yeah, I mean, I guess is a Mike Mayock pick. Maybe this feels like Damon Arnett. I'll just say that. Justin Ross going to the Packers. I like Drake London here. Justin Ross, I think there's a good chance he comes back. He's put up some good football, but man, the quarterback play, like DJ, he ain't throwing the ball too well. The offense just ain't moving well. I think there's a good chance he comes back. There's going to be a lot of questions about the injury and how that looks going forward, like the longevity he might have. So I think there's just too many questions to include him in the first round. I really like Logan Hall, by the way. I don't agree with this statement. I'm just going to say that. I don't agree with this statement. I don't think he's having a breakout campaign. I feel like he's doing well enough. This is a guy that mainly played the interior, started on the interior this year too, and then they decided to finally kick him outside. I think he's doing fine enough, but again, this is a very talented edge class. I don't have Hall as a guy that that's in the upper echelon of that edge class, and I like Hall a lot. Baltimore Ravens, Nicholas Petit-Frere. Yeah, very good prospect. He looks more comfortable at left tackle, but we know he has the capability to play right tackle. He played that very well for Ohio State. So, yeah, I definitely consider him one of the probably top tackle prospects in this class. CJ Verdell, yo, I know, injury kind of sucks. CJ Verdell ain't the best running back in this class. If you know me, I wasn't that high on CJ Verdell going into the season, and even in that Ohio State game. Keep in mind, this guy was almost barely touched on almost all of his touchdowns. Like, I think he only had one forced missed tackle in that game. This guy was running with, like, a lot of space, a lot of room. He's a guy that normally doesn't see the holes well. He's not very patient. He likes to just, like, he's got good explosiveness for a back of his size. Like, he's very compact. He's like, again, kind of like a Haas in that regard. And the thing was, he just kept banging it in the back of the offensive line. I think he at least this year before the injury did see the field or did see the line a bit better. But not to put him at the top of this class or running back class in general. I'll just say that. I hate this. Listen, I'm stupid high on Zachary Carter. He ain't a first rounder. I love Zachary Carter, dude. I feel like Marlon Davidson type feels from him, but I think he might have a little bit more potential on the edge. And if you're not new to the channel, you know I've been blowing smoke up this guy for like 2 years now. I really like him. He's actually shown out compared to like Brennan Cox. Dude, check out the Teesprings. It's at the bottom of this video. Get your Brennan Cox merchandise. Get your I Love Cox merchandise. I don't know if that helps at all. Plus, I mean, I could see how he can fit into this scheme. I feel like he'd take over like Jerry Tillery and kind of be a gap penetrator, but man, I don't know. I don't love it. Jermaine Waller. Y'all probably listen, like, if you haven't checked out, I did a video a few hours ago on my fast risers, and Waller was on there. First round? You kidding? I wouldn't say that. Ball hawking, yes. I don't, athletically, though, I'm a bit hesitant when it comes to him. He's got good length. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Josh Jobe has been playing terrible football this season. He doesn't deserve to be anywhere close to the first round. End of story. Let's take a look at the second round. Let's kind of speed through the second round so this video is not like 700 minutes. Here's Treylon Burks, by the way. Treylon Burks, ooh, I would say definitely in this range, late first, early second is a good spot for Burks. I like Burks a lot, man. Good speed for a guy that's like 6'3", 230 or something. But yeah, the dude's good. Let's see. What else we got cooking here? Daniel Falele. Oh, dude's got great size. I think he's a wonderful athlete as well. I just wish he was more... I wish he had that mentality of, hey, I'm going to bury these guys because he has the size to do that. He just doesn't. Jalen Watermeyer's had a rough year. Let's just put it that way. He's had a rough year, this tight end class. There's not a lot of like top heavy. You're not going to find your Kyle Pitts here. There's a few interesting prospects. Depending on what you're looking for, I think the top tight end, it's kind of up for grabs right now. Let's see. Isaiah Spiller. Isaiah Spiller, he's a good NFL back. He's going to be a good NFL back. He's probably one of the top power backs in this class. This is very rich. I'd say Spiller's probably in my top 5. At 5. He would probably fill the Malcolm Brown role, though, for the Dolphins. They got bigger needs than running back, man. They got bigger needs. Chris Olave, how'd you make it to the second round? Eagles, great pick, but this ain't happening. Chasen Hines, I haven't checked him out at all. Fun fact. I don't know about this guy. I can't speak on this guy. But if he's anything like other LSU offensive linemen, he's probably big, strong, and used to getting beat by quick players. Uh-oh. Lloyd Cushenberry. Alec Pierce, I talked about him in one of my other videos. This guy's going to be a good vertical threat. Good size, really great speed. Probably a 4.4. I think he could maybe run in the 4.3s because he was like 4.4 in 2017. So I imagine he may have got faster. Amari Barno, he's just not that impressive compared to a lot of the edge class. Keep in mind, let's think about some of the guys still left on the board here. Kingsley and Egbari. Wow. Nick Benito. I'm trying to think. Myjah Sanders. Like, there's still a significant amount of edge talent left here. Demarion Overshown. This still feels a bit high for me. Don't get me wrong. I love Overshown. He kind of feels like a box safety. Like, having him play linebacker it kind of scares me, just because how the guy does struggle wrapping up and holding on to tackles. I like Overshown a ton, though. Oh, great. The ad's got me. The ad's got me, man. But I do like Overshown a lot. RJ Roderick, I'm just going to say, dude, I haven't seen a lot that impressed me a ton on Roderick, but I got to watch more of him. I can't really tell you about him. Andrew Booth, 43. What a steal. What a steal. Here's Sam Howell in the second round. Washington ends up getting him, so solid. Ed Ingram. Again, dude, I kind of got it's kind of a bias, I guess, but these LSU linemen, man, they don't handle speed well, and even worse, they don't handle when defenders turn speed to power. Like on the interior, you might stand a chance, which that's where Ingram's gonna be, but I don't know. We'll see. There's Desmond Ridder, dude. Solid. Drake London finally makes an appearance, going to the Chiefs. All right. Hear me out, dude. I kind of like this. Because Drake London. Because maybe you start playing more 2 tight end sets, right? But Drake London as your tight end too. Like, you can still kick him out wide and do all those things. But imagine that, dude. Having London play around in line sometimes. That's scary. Because in terms of as a passer, he ain't going to do much for you blocking. But Darren Kennard, he's got a big test this weekend. We're going to find out more about him. Kenny Pickett, this is a bit rich for me, but he's got a big game this weekend against that Virginia Tech defense. We'll learn a lot, see how he does. Because, let's be fair, he's beating up some pretty bad defenses recently. Zacoby McClain. I don't know. Look at this though. I already hate what I'm seeing here. Zacoby McClain is a tackling machine who needs to improve his pass coverage. Shut up. I don't like hearing that, man. I don't like hearing that. Nick Benito, I think Nick Benito falls only because of maybe, depending on how scheme dependent he's gonna be, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think he falls this much. Devontae Price. I think I talked about this. This guy ain't close to like one of the top running backs in this class. Roger McCreary, I like a ton. He had a rough game of last week or a week ago. Not like bad, but like it wasn't a usual outing because he's been pretty shut down this year. I like him. Zay Flowers. He's a smaller receiver that actually can play on the outside. The guy's got pretty darn good movement skills. Like I think because he wins off the line by like good luck touching him. Like even if you're trying to press him, like he's just so tough to contain. But I like Zay Flowers, man. I still feel like he's probably like gonna be a slot guy. But what he could do with the ball in his hands and how like he just creates good separation too. Brendan Cox, man. I love Cox. He's just getting outshined by his boy Zachary Carter. By no means is he having a bad season. It's just not nearly as dominant as some of the other edge prospects in this class. Seven Banks. I talked about him in my fallers list. A team, maybe day two, is willing to go out on a limb just because of the traits. He has the traits. The production just ain't there. Kenyon Green, dude. I think Kenyon Green's going to be firmly a tackle prospect for me because he played left tackle against Alabama, and he looked good. Very good. And actually, in his first two games this season, he played right tackle and looked pretty good there. So I really think this guy's a tackle prospect. But it doesn't really, like, I mean, they see him as guard with the Raiders. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if I like that for the Raiders. It just doesn't feel like a Tom Cable guy. Smoke Monday. Great name. Tough safety class. I don't know if he's going to be that high. He feels more day three. John Mechie. I think he's getting outplayed by his teammate. Jameson Williams, dude. Mechie still, you know what he does. It's just he hasn't, like, he's a great separator. But he just hasn't taken it to the next level as a lot of people would hope. Fedarian Mathis is a real good penetrator. I think this is actually a good fit for him. The guy does get to the quarterback, especially straight line. In terms of his lateral quickness, it's not really great, but that's not why you're getting him. Collier, Charlie Collier, Collar. Listen here. He's not like athletically like jaw hit the floor amazing. He's just not. He's a guy that runs routes really well, knows how to get open, not a great blocker. I don't think that's gonna go high. Jalen Amore Davis. I haven't really watched this cat from Alabama. I'm intrigued. Terrell Bernard, a lot of people really like. I feel like there's probably just a few guys with better upside than him, but I see why people like him. I still haven't whipped together where I'm gonna have my line, like my rankings defensively for a lot of guys. Like I just have a bunch of names, and I just got to figure out who I think ranks ahead of who. But Bernard's definitely a guy to watch out for. And then Will McDonald, dude. Will McDonald, he's had an alright year, but again, dude, there's better edge rushers. Where's Maja? Where's Kingsley and Agbari? Oh, that's it for the video. You let me know what you think of this in the comment section below. I'll be intrigued to find out what comes to mind when you look at this 2-round mock. And hopefully the 3-round mock I put out tomorrow, maybe a little better. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe you'll hate it. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.